Well, it's a very good morning for me, and it's a very good morning from him. But it's me, as you probably know well indeed. Hope everybody's well. Welcome to my Monday morning live stream. Didn't have one last Monday because I was on my holiday, so I wasn't going to do it from my place where we went to a holiday because it's just not right, is it? Because you've got to take a week out every now and then. So, hope all is good with you. Hope you're bustling along in the mortgage sector and doing okay. Got a load of topics for you this morning, which will come out on the podcast or on YouTube and all the various places where we are live as well. So I want to share with you lots of new ideas, really, just to kind of put everything into relevance for the mortgage advisor, really. So topic number one for you, let's get straight down to action. Let's go on air, shall we, as well. Topic number one for you is TickTock. Now, you've all heard of TikTok, I'm sure you have. It's the new kind of social media platform for, it seems like lots of younger people, not like me, of course, but I don't think it should be a stereotype just for young people. TikTok is quite a funky kind of short video, funny kind of thing, and people love it. You know, it's great. Now, for mortgage advisors, and we're very serious people, aren't we? We don't do silly things like TikTok because we're serious. We're qualified and authorized and all those things. But there's an awful lot of mortgage advisors now getting involved in TikTok to use it as a client acquisition method. In other words, prospecting. And I was reading an article about it the weekend, and there's a few advisors doing it really well, and they're getting tons of business as a result of it. And what they do, quite simply, is they put out education videos, like I'm doing now, I guess, but this isn't TikTok. We might do it at some point. This is just, I mean, they're educating their potential purchasers about house buying, the buying process, freehold, leasehold, mortgages. It's all about education. And hashtag mortgage is a really popular hashtag to use on TikTok. But the message for you really is this: if you're looking to use something like TikTok or whatever it is to generate leads, which is what it's about, social selling, isn't it? And I talk about this a lot, and I think you should. You need to be prepared. And there was one lady they interviewed who's doing particularly well, but she belongs to obviously a mortgage firm which has all of its Chesterfield sofas in the front, that kind of stuff. But on her TikTok videos, she actually puts the firm's communications on it. So if people want to talk to the firm, they've got this prestigious mortgage advisor firm behind the video. And the other thing she does, she talks about for you, is you need to have a strong back office, she calls it, because you will get a lot of inquiries via the TikTok videos. Lots of people will contact you. So you need a few people in there who are picking up the comments, replying back, responding. The mortgage advisor can't do it because you'll get hundreds, particularly if your videos go viral. So you need a very strong back office to do that. And you also need a strong qualifying mechanism, because you'll get a lot of time wasters, a lot of tire kickers, as I call it, people looking for free advice, because they are, that's the way it was. So you need a qualifying process. What she does cleverly is anybody that's interested to talk to her further about their mortgage situation has to fill in an online form, and some people can't be bothered. So that's the one way of sieving through people. But I think TikTok's a really good idea. One to think about possibly as part of your marketing process, if that's where your customers are. If you're after the younger generation, first-time buyers, that's where they are. But beware, of course, the big boys, the Barclays, Santander, they've got big budgets to do this as well. So keep it informal, keep it working really well for you. So that's topic number one for you, TikTok. Hope you enjoyed that one. Second topic for you today is REITs, REIT, real estate investment trusts, which if you've just done your CMAT 1, you'll probably remember quite a lot about them. Now, I like REITs. They're collective investments in residential and letting types of property. So if you want to buy into buy-to-let or some kind of residential letting, commercial letting, whatever it is, then a REIT is a collective investment that buys property. It's very sound investment because it's property-based. The underlying assets are property-based, which, by the way, are not very liquid, but it produces good income for anybody that wishes to get that kind of situation with their money. So, okay, inflation's raging at the moment, so a REIT might be a good place to go because rents are going up quite happily with inflation. But I came across a really nifty REIT, which I referred my son on to, actually, and I'm very interested in investing my pension money in this REIT at some point if we can get it into the SIP. I want to show you a picture as well. For those of you on the podcast, you can't see this, but those of you who are watching the video can see this. Here's a screenshot of their website. It's called Home REIT. And what's particularly good about Home REIT is that it allows people to purchase, obviously, the shares in this, because it's a PLC, it's a REIT. But what they do is they buy property and maintain homes for the homeless. And I think that's fantastic, don't you? They've got a lovely purpose and vision there. Acquisition and creation of high quality accommodation for the homeless. They get obviously paid via local authorities, so there's plenty of money, and there's their share price for you. Obviously, a REIT is transfer or stock market enabled. Investment impact, diversified portfolios of accommodation for people facing homelessness, let or pre-let, pre-registered charities, housing associations. So I just think that's really good, don't you? So not only are you investing well in your marketplace, whatever that is, you're doing good. I think that's great. That's Home REIT for you. Check that one out as well. While you're on the subject of checking out websites, here's another one for you, which is fantastic, and that's Ecosia. Ecosia. Do you use Google? I'm sure you do. Everybody does. We search on Google, and Google make billions of dollars in profits, which, you might agree with or not. It's up to you. But I've just recently switched over to a different search engine called Ecosia, and I'll tell you why. And I'll show you a picture again on this one because it's really cool. Here's Ecosia. I hope you can see that on the screen. Ecosia is a search engine which, just as good as Google, works pretty well. And but what they do is that for every searches they plant trees. Now, isn't that cool? Now, you can see from the ticker there, they've planted 150 million trees. And every second that's going by, people are searching all the time, you see. They're planting more and more trees. So that's great for the environment, great for future. Not so good for Google's profits, but I don't think that really matters so much, does it really, at the end of the day? But there we go. It depends if you've got shares in Google. So Ecosia, I use it as a search engine. Works particularly well. As you can see, you can add it to Chrome. You can use it on your phone as well. Just get the extension there. I got this from Seth Godin, actually. He talked to me about this one. These are all the trees being planted in Brazil, Africa there, Indonesia, restoring biodiversity hotspots. I love all this, don't you? All these trees, just by searching. Why not? Just do it. So there's a little, I know, just not much to do with mortgage advising, is it? But hey, we're there to look after the future of ourselves, aren't we? So if you can use Ecosia, I think that's a good thing to go for. Heard this morning, the Help to Buy government equity loan scheme, as you know, it's for new build and first-time buyers now, it's been cut off a bit short. Apparently at the end of October this year, 2022, they're taking their last applications for Help to Buy equity scheme. And apparently it's lost a lot of its flavour over the last few months or so. People aren't so interested in it as lenders now are lending more and more high percentage lending. But the government equity loan scheme is coming to an end. So, okay. For mortgage advisors, I can see, therefore, a bit of a rush towards the autumn for somebody to buy a new home from a new home builder that participates in the scheme. I can see a bit of a sort of a buy now while stocks last kind of rushy kind of motivation marketing to make sure if you're in the new homes market, you get very quickly into that before the deadline occurs. So we all love a deadline, don't we? Seems to work. Stamp duty deadlines, they all generate more business, don't they? So that's another little topic there for you. I told you today would be a smorgasbord. I like that word, a smorgasbord of topics for you. Here's another one for you, the recession. The recession. Now, we know, or we don't know, but we're thinking there are signs of a consumer-driven recession coming our way. Lots of reasons for it. Of course, inflation starting to surge away. Interest rates are pegging upwards to try and combat inflation. They say that inflation, etc., was due to the supply shocks in the world. Wheat, fuel, all those things causing issues post-pandemic. We know that. But what's interesting, though, is recession talk gets a life of its own. And people start to think about it. They read the papers, they go online, etc., and they get a little bit worried. And there's signs of a consumer-driven recession. Now, we are in this country, UK, pretty much a consumer-based economy. We hardly export anything, do we? So most of our GDP is generated by consumers, you and I, buying stuff, which is what it's about, isn't it? Consumer driven. Now, the signs are that's beginning to start to temper a bit. Now, here's the key thing for you as a mortgage advisor. Do you offer a deferable purchase? That's the phrase to use here, a deferable purchase. A deferable purchase is what consumers are starting to to look at now. They're looking at things they can defer. They can put them off till another time because of this worry about the recession. Inflation's rising highwards, so people tend to buy things now because the price of things will go up. But because there's a recession, which will actually kill inflation, the recession will. It will dampen the money supply. Of course, it will. It will dampen demand. It will kill inflation, any recession. But my thing is here, beware. Are you offering a deferable purchase as part of your business package? If you are, then consumers will defer them. So take, for example, buying a house, taking a couple with children maybe to a larger property. It's deferrable if it can be put off, that's all. If it's a nice to do, they will put it off. But if it's not, for example, a divorce situation maybe, or more kids coming along, they need more room, desperately need more room, then that's not so much deferable. But generally speaking, buying, selling houses is quite deferable. So if you're just in that marketplace, you'll be a bit concerned. Get yourself into markets which aren't deferable. So remortgages, for example, is not exactly difficult for somebody to do, to bring their payments down. The equity release side of things, buy to let, those things are not so much deferrable purchases. So you need to think about that. Protection, of course, income, health, life insurance protection comes into its own. The general insurance side of things, focus on that area. They're not deferable. You see, people have to have those things. And in times of recession, people look at protecting themselves. So that's just a thought for you to think about there. Great. Let's go over to the whiteboard for the next one, because I want to talk to you about SPACs. Hello, whiteboard. Here we are, over to that camera there. SPACs. Have you heard of SPACs? Let's put it up there for you. A SPAC, S-P-A-C. Just a little update for you on a SPAC. This is CMAP 1 territory for you. And you might have read about SPACs. They stand for Special Purpose Acquisition Products, Special Purpose Acquisition. And what happens here is that you've heard of IPOs, haven't you? There you go. It's all about initials now, isn't it? You've heard of an IPO when you talked about shares and dividends and things in your CMAT 1. You would have read about IPOs. That's an initial public offering. So when a company wants to launch itself onto the stock market, be it where NASDAQ, the AIM, whatever, they do an initial public offering to the public numbers to go PLC. And that's always been around for many, many years. But what's been happening recently, in the last few years, particularly in the US, is there's another way, a more trendy way of getting an initial public offering. And that is to go via the SPAC route. And what happens here is that SPACs are a listed shell company. So you've got this company, the SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition product, and and they list themselves, they're listed, and they're a shell company. In other words, they're empty. And they raise money. So they raise money, they get themselves listed, but they don't do anything. They got lots of dough. And to put it simply, what they do is they then look for companies to merge with. So they start looking around. So get the eyes out there. Do you know what that do? They start looking around for a company to merge with, to purchase, if you like, who wants to go public. So a startup of some description. So they find a startup that would have years ago done an IPO, but they'll merge with this SPAC company, this Special Purpose Acquisition. They'll merge with the company, and effectively the money they raise when they list is used to merge, to buy it out, etc. And that company therefore becomes listed. That's what a SPAC is, and very, very popular in the US. Not so much over here, slightly different regulations. But they're starting to fail rapidly with the economic downturn. They're finding less and less new companies willing to merge. A lot of the startups, particularly some of the tech startups, are beginning to question their ability to make money. I think there's a .com boom, or bust, I should say, 2.0 they call it, don't they? If those of you are alive back in 2000, you knew about the first .com bust, where a lot of firms went bust, but they reckon there's another one coming up. So if there's firms like your Microsofts and people who make a lot of profit, they're okay. But it's the ones that don't make the profit, that rely on future public money, they're the ones that are not particularly doing so well. So that's a little update for you on SPACs, Special Purpose Acquisition Companies, which just an update for you on CMAP. Hope that's been useful. Bye. There you go. All right, lots and lots and lots of smorgasbord coming your way today, isn't it? Lots of different topic areas and things. Hope you're all good. Hope you're well. We're doing okay. Things are moving along okay here. We're continuing to train people on CMAPs and all the various products, CMAP, equity release protection. Doing a lot of corporate work now. A lot of people are getting themselves in with companies now who've been to expand. So we're doing a lot of corporate work, particularly on the supervisory side of things as well. But we're doing it all online, which is, of course, the way forward, particularly when we hit the recession, when people start to worry about spending money on training. If you keep the costs down, remember, you will get market share. Now, think about that as a mortgage advisor. Keep those costs down. That's the key to surviving a recession. So don't just whack your prices up because people won't buy it. They'll buy somewhere else. So, of course, if you are expanding, the last topic for you now is what I call career jobs. Now, if you're looking to take people on and you're bringing in paraplanners or admin people, whatever it is, you're looking to expand the business, and you're bringing younger people, maybe you want them to stay for a while. And there's talk of people coming and going and not training, and it's wrong to hear about that. So I read this phrase called career jobs. And what you want to do is provide a career job. It's as simple as that. We're approaching 100% employment at the moment. You know, there are jobs for everybody out there who wants one, usually a couple of jobs as well. So people are becoming a little bit choosy now as to where they want to work. Okay, a recession may change things, of course it might, but in the meantime, if you're looking to take people on, make sure, simply put, you offer them a career job. And a career job is, simply put, something that has a future attached to it. So this job that you're taking now, here's your job description, but there's a future to this job. There's a clear progression path where if you do this, you can go to that position. You can do this job. It's clear, mapped out. There's a proper framework for the career. So a clear progression path, if you like. Make sure you pay a good wage, which is obvious really, isn't it? And then you provide the training and development for people to do that career movement. Train them to do the job, of course, you must do that. Magnificently so, of course. But train them beyond the job so they can see this career progression. If you can show them that and they can see it clearly and it works, there ain't much more to it than that. It's not rocket science. Younger people then will stay there with you. They'll give you the loyalty that you deserve, they deserve as well, in order to progress their career. And if they don't want to go on the career path, so be it. Don't worry about it. But most people will want to do that. So make sure your job provides that. There we go. Last of my topics for you today. Lots and lots going on there for you. Lots and lots of things. Particularly like that REIT. Don't forget that home REIT. I think that's a really good thing. I really do, to help people. Why not get the private sector involved in looking after people? I think that's a good thing all around. TickTock. Think about TickTock, use it maybe to educate your customers. But if you start doing education-based videos on the YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, whatever is your cup of tea, be prepared to get a lot of inquiries, a lot of not time wasters, people just wanting advice and free advice. I've been on the Facebook pages where the mortgage people hang out, and there's all people just asking for free advice, and there's mortgage advisors giving free advice. Doesn't go much further than that. So you do wonder why people do that. So you want to generate a lead engine, put it into your incubator, get people into your database. We talk about that a lot, particularly in our professional development foundation, where we teach mortgage advisors how to get new business. And TickTok's one of those things as well. That's starting, by the way, at the end of June. Got a new PDF launching, so we're going to get marketing on that one with you. So if you want to find out about that, get on our database. If you're not on our database, go to our website, just sign your email address into one of the database boxes, and we'll be happy to keep in touch with you. Other than that, time to wrap up. Hope you've had a great day today and you're looking for a fantastic week. Got old Queenie's Platinum coming up at the end of the week. Looking forward to as well. Yeah, 70 years on the throne. Not bad. Old innings, as they say. So we've got a bit of a do on Friday night as well. Lots of flags coming up around the area. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Have fun, everybody, and we'll speak to you next week. Bye for now. Yeah, let's put the Paul Archer's Monday live stream. There you go. See you soon.